What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of ForneverNews! In today's episode, we've got some stories to talk about. Okay, people, so for starters, a certain series that I've been reporting on the last couple episodes has once again done the unthinkable, and I am very, very excited to jump into it because, yeah, the level of success that this series is obtaining, and based on what I've seen, deserving, is awesome, so we're gonna talk about it. Small update for the One Piece manga. We got a ton of author comments from different series like Eden Zero Hiro Mashima, the author of Tokyo Revengers, Fire Force, so we're gonna look into those. We got some interesting comments, or at the very least I guess you would say recommendation potentially, from the creator of Bleach, Tite Kubo. He had something to say regarding some series that he's actually rocking with from Shonen Jump. So we're going to look at it. An old interview from the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, has resurfaced and has been going, I don't want to say viral, but getting a lot of traction at the very least, regarding him recommending a series in particular. We're going to look at it because even though it's definitely a few years old, it was kind of spicy and I liked it. And I loved hearing what he had to say, so we're going to talk about that one. We got a couple of updates for Demon Slayer, including yet again a little milestone for the Demon Slayer film, but also a major update for the upcoming video game that I am very, very much so excited for. So we're going to talk. We got a quarterly update for TV Tokyo's successful series, the franchises that are rocking the boat and bringing them the dough. And yeah, a couple of surprises. Well, I want to say maybe at the very least one surprise, and then yeah, seeing some series that we love here on this channel reaping benefits of being awesome. So we're gonna talk. We got a small update for Blue Lock. A lot of people have been talking about that one, so I wanted to report this in. Small update for Deadpool, the manga, and something that I already reported on, but in case you missed it, regarding the Dragon Ball Super anime's quote-unquote potential return, possibly leaked return. Yeah, so we got a lot of stories here. Without further ado, people, let's jump into another exciting episode of ForneverNews! The only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related. And we don't bore you, we get into it. Let's do it!
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so first order of business, we gotta talk because the latest Oricon chart of the top 10 most sold series of the week, and that's including all volumes, not just the recent volume for each series, is in, and yo, Tokyo Revengers topped it, fam. Tokyo Revengers beat out all the competition, just taking a look at it. So at the very bottom, a little bit of a shocker with Haikyuu coming in there, because I'm shocked Haikyuu is actually still doing things considering it ended, but shout outs to Haikyuu. Then Dr. Stone, big ups to that. Toilet Bound Hanako, I've been hearing that one. In fact, my niece continues to tell me how much she loves the anime of that, so shout outs to that one. So no Frieren, we continue to talk about the shocker that one is. My Hero, no surprise there. Kingdom, always a pleasant surprise. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, that shit been over for like, it feels like forever, and it's still raking in the dough. Jujutsu Kaisen with 600,000 still, you know, blasting through. And then at the very tippy top with 858,000, Tokyo Revengers. And it's a shame because if I'm not mistaken, from what I've heard, this is actually coming to an end, or it's at like the last tail end of the story. And it is such a shame because look how much it is selling. And I'm just flabbergasted. Again, it's a Kodansha title, not a Shueisha title, not a Shonen Jump title. Big ups to Tokyo Revengers each and every week. That is my favorite thing about Saturdays. I'm like, yo, Tokyo Revengers, let's freaking go. So just had to report this to you guys. Like, don't get me wrong, Jujutsu Kaisen doing great. All of the series that we love are on there, but Tokyo Revengers, I love to see it. I love when quality series, interesting series, exciting series actually reap the benefits of being dope. Moving forward, we got a small update for the One Piece manga. According to this, it says One Piece will be on break next week in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 25. The series will, of course, resume back with chapter 1014 and issue number 26. So this coming Sunday, the official release of Shonen Jump, we will have a One Piece chapter. However, next week, no One Piece, which, yeah, if you haven't been following, it seems as though one series or two series out of the magazine every week is absent. So like we just have right now, this coming Sunday, no Black Clover. We just had a Jujutsu Kaisen break last issue. Next week is One Piece's turn, and I'm guessing either one of the other series that we don't cover here is going to be absent, or potentially My Hero. I think My Hero recently took a break though, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, One Piece will be back, and as always, Oda deserves his breaks because yeah, he works hard. Next up, we got a bunch of author comments, and I always find some interest in these, especially when there's something actually being said there. Not like, because, you know, some authors from like Shonen Jump especially, they'll usually just write something silly or whatever, but these are in particular from Weekly Shonen Magazine. So again, you're going to get authors like Hiro Mashima from Eden Zero, Fairy Tail, things like that. Let's take a look. For starters, we're going to start off with Hiro Mashima, since, you know, that's the big dog there from Eden Zero, and he said something very interesting. He said, I got to see the Eden Zero game that Konami is developing in motion, and all I could say was wow. So yeah, they're moving forward with that, and I can't freaking wait. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit ashamed to say that the Fairy Tail game, I've had it for a while, and I really haven't gotten to play it. Like, I've played it for about 20 minutes, and then I had to put it down because I was busy, and I've since forgotten about it. I'll be honest with you, I need to get up on my gaming, but the Fairy Tail game was pretty interesting from what I saw so far. And Eden Zero, fam, I think Eden Zero, it's unfortunate, obviously the anime has not been available for legal streaming, and we'll still be waiting a bit, but hopefully that game is fire, because Hiro Mashima, like, that's the thing, that Hiro Mashima, he's a gamer, so he's going to try his best to push forward, hey, make a great game out of my shit, I like games. We also have Ken Wakui, the author of Tokyo Revengers. He said, I had the Tokyo Revengers radio program on in my workplace during Golden Weekend. Just once again, shout outs to Ken Wakui. Tokyo Revengers is something special, man. I didn't expect to really dig it and like it as much as I've been, but all the praise it deserves, and that's really dope that they even got a little bit of a radio program going on for Tokyo Revengers. And yeah, why not, you know, enjoy your shit while you're writing more of your shit. We got from Atsushi Okubo, this one is kind of hilarious. This one is actually very interesting, because he said, a childhood friend I hadn't spoke to in about 10 years suddenly called me out the blue. I was wondering what they wanted, and it turns out they just got divorced and were looking for lonely singles to talk to. It's not as if I'm lonely though. Oh shit, yo, I'm not even gonna lie, that was amazing. Oh, come on, Atsushi Okubo, go ahead, go get it, go hop in them sheets, fam. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Shorty was like, oh yeah, they're a successful mangaka, they probably got bread. Hey! And lastly, I forgot about this one, Nakaba Suzuki, author of The Seven Deadly Sins and now the Knights of the Apocalypse spinoff. I wish they'd make more movies of Yokohama and Rampo's works. I'm not sure who is Yokohama or Rampo. Is he referring to Rampo Keaton? I'm probably totally off on that. But either way, shout outs to all those authors. I love interesting author commentary. I wish, honestly, that anime episodes would have, instead of having like directors and things like that, have a subtitled anime episode commentary by the actual mangaka themselves. Like, who wouldn't pay for Blu-rays and DVDs or extra streaming prices, whatever the case may be, to get access to that? Imagine, like, I don't even know, like Yoshihiro Togashi doing episode commentary on key episodes of Hunter x Hunter. I would die for that shit. That would be amazing. Okay, next up, we got interesting stuff from the creator of Bleach, Tite Kubo. According to Tite Kubo's fan club Q&A, the mangaka has been recently enjoying some weekly Shonen Jump works, such as Undead Unluck, Sakamoto Days, and High School Family. Now, of those three, I'll be honest with you, I have no idea about High School Family. I didn't even realize that was a thing. Maybe I'm misremembering or whatever, but I don't know about High School Family. Sakamoto Days, from the first couple chapters I read, I rocked with it. Very interesting and dope little assassin leaving his former lifestyle thingy-majig. Like, that series is dope, interesting, funny. Undead Unluck, though, I could get why Kubo. First of all, apparently Kubo likes big tits. But apparently, you know, Kubo, he still got it, fam. He's still recognizing some awesome stuff, because from what I read of the newbies and stuff like that, like, I always praise Marshall, and Marshall is dope, but Undead Unluck, like, it's a real gem in the rough. Like, honestly, I think if it gets an anime and it does it justice, I think Undead Unluck has potential to blow up and be huge because it has a very compelling story and it's not like simple. It's actually pretty, I don't want to say complex, but there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. If people could get past a little bit of like the early fan service feeling, like Johnny Bravo jumping in saying, hubba. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yo, that's really, really dope to hear the creator of Bleach recommending some stuff, because honestly, if you say things like that in that position, you are basically recommending. You're basically saying like, yo, I rock with these, and you know that people are going to be like, Kubo reads them, I'ma read them. But yeah, 2 out of the 3 I'm familiar with, and I definitely would say Kubo reading the good stuff. Next up, in case you missed it, basically it seems as though an employee and people are arguing over the translations of this at this particular point, but potentially we'll put it in the, I don't want to say rumor because this did happen, but people are saying the translations might have been slightly off. But basically, word is circulating that a worker at Toei Animation in the Philippines leaked that the Dragon Ball Super anime is returned. I'll actually play that clip right here so you guys can see the video that I made yesterday. I tried to make it short. I botched it too, but yeah, that's a different story. The latest interview of Florence J. Dominguito, currently working at Toei Animation Philippines, he replied with this to a question about expectations for Dragon Ball's franchise future. What hopes and expectations do you have for the future of the Dragon Ball franchise? As a fan, I'm really looking forward to new movies and merchandise. I'm also excited about the new anime that will continue Dragon Ball Super. Which, if you pay attention to that, in case people are going to say, oh, he's referring to the movie, he differentiated from new movies, merchandise, and the new anime. So yeah, if we're to believe this guy, which he works at Toei Animation, probably spilled the beans. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super anime is returning. This is insane. And while we're on the topic of Toriyama, apparently an old interview that he made in like 2018 has resurfaced, and a lot of people have been retweeting and talking about it, where he's apparently praising Black Clover. Toriyama, in his last interview about his favorite current title, mind you, again, this was in 2018, he said this: I haven't read much these days, laughs, in typical Toriyama fashion, but I really liked what I saw in Black Clover. The author has a great sense of impact, and the protagonist is very charismatic. And I love seeing that. I love it. I love it that, you know, a great like Toriyama, a legend like Toriyama, to basically praise Black Clover. Again, this was 3 years ago. Shout outs to Toriyama, him being a pioneer of even, you know, rocking with the Black Clover series. For him to say that 3 years ago, that's really, really dope. And I'm glad that this is actually resurfacing, because I'm sure that this makes some of the haters and naysayers be like, wait a minute, Toriyama, the GOAT himself, the legend, is actually praising Black Clover? Yeah, he did 3 years ago, before the hype train even really got off the ground. Next up, a lot of people are talking about this, and I love to talk about it because TV Tokyo's fiscal year rankings are in, of the series that made the most, that had a lot of impact for them, all of that jazz. And let's start off with this one. And by the way, this takes place from April of 2020 to March of 2021, so a full-on year. Top anime franchises by total sales / revenue. Coming in at number 5, Bleach. What? Why? How? I don't even know. Like, don't get me wrong, Bleach is probably about to be number 1 once the anime returns. I think that's facts. Bleach is gonna shoot the hell up after the anime comes back, but it must be like, a lot of that must be due to Brave Souls, because that mobile game makes a shit ton of money. It's been around for what, 5 or 6 years for a freaking reason. So I'm guessing Brave Souls, and maybe like DVD licenses to like, and Blu-ray licenses to like, you know, the US, because we're still currently putting out those Blu-ray releases and things like that. Maybe that's how it is, because other than that, how? What has been released from Bleach that you can say, besides Brave Souls continuation, oh yeah, that's gonna bring in the dough? Like, don't get me wrong, that's awesome, but I'm still like, how? Next up, coming in at number 4, Black Clover. Love to see it. I'm wondering what's that gonna look like though a year from now, next year, when Black Clover's anime has been gone for a year, when, you know, I mean, we'll still have the movie that'll probably be released by then, but I'm curious to see what Black Clover's gonna do. I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of stood the same with the movie, like, cause I think the movie's going to do well enough. I don't know if it'll do well enough to warrant the immediate return of the anime, but I know it'll do well, and I wouldn't be surprised if it balances out. Even though the anime will be gone, that movie might bring in enough revenue to keep it at the very least in the top 5. But shout outs to Black Clover. Number 3, Yu-Gi-Oh. Number 2, Naruto. Number 1, Boruto. Boruto, the top anime franchise by total sales and revenue. That is freaking nuts. That's why Boruto has been around for a while. That's why the manga continues to go, because of that freaking anime. Even though the manga sales aren't great by any stretch of the imagination, the anime does phenomenal. And taking a look at top anime franchises by gross profit / margin, like, these are the ones that strict profit came in from them. Number 5, Fairy Tail. Apparently Fairy Tail came in, which I don't remember Fairy Tail ever coming in this one, actually edging out about Bleach. So Bleach, even though it's real big, it must have like, they must really have a shit deal on a lot of Bleach merchandise and Bleach related things, because for it to be top 5 in revenue, but in terms of profit, not in the top 5, that's saying something about the contracts and the, you know, I don't want to say politics, but I guess, you know, the behind the scenes things that were done with Bleach, and probably also why it's been this long for them to even return with an anime announcement. And coming in at number 4, Black Clover, 3 Pokemon, 2 Boruto, 1 Naruto. So even though Boruto was number 1 in the most money, in terms of profit, Naruto is still more profitable than Boruto. That's awesome. And either way, shout outs to Black Clover, shout outs to Boruto, shout outs to Fairy Tail. That one kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, Fairy Tail? Like, it's been over for a while. Moving forward, we got an update for the Demon Slayer video game, Hinokami Keppuutan. Apparently, something that I was really hoping that it wouldn't be a DLC thing. Rengoku joins the Demon Slayer Hinokami Keppuutan character roster, and we got a little screenshot of him, and I can only imagine that he's going to be probably everybody's favorites. Like, if there's an online, which I can almost guarantee there'll be an online, everybody's going to be playing as Rengoku. Like, he just looks freaking awesome, and looking at the promo sheet of him, he's gonna be a monster, and I can't wait, which more than likely means that the video game storyline is probably going to go up until the Mugen Train. I don't know if they'll do season 2, and I'm wondering how they're gonna handle this game. Like, are they going to go with the old model, releasing a game every year, every other year, or are we going to go with the new model that they've been doing with like Namco Bandai and just a lot of these publishers of, hey, here's a game, the next 5 to 10 years we're just gonna support it on DLC. You'll be lucky if you get a continuation game after that. We might just say fuck it. Like, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. Like, you know how we had Naruto Storm, Storm 2, Storm 3. Is it gonna be Hinokami Keppuutan 2 and 3, or just DLC for years to come? Like, here's the season 2 DLC, here's the season 3 DLC. But I guess we gotta wait and see. And while we're on the topic of Demon Slayer film earns over US $40 million at North American box office. Apparently, it says Funimation revealed on Wednesday that Demon Slayer movie Mugen Train anime film has earned $40,004,952 at the North American box office as of Tuesday. That is marvelous. That is amazing. Keep in mind, this is an anime film, folks. Like, this is an anime film raking up, and I gotta continue to say, I remember back in like 2013, 2014 when we got Battle of Gods over here, that shit did like 2 million in a week or something. Like, phenomenal. Shout outs to Demon Slayer. Next up, we got a small update on the Deadpool manga. It says Deadpool Samurai Volume 1 by Sanshiro Kasama and Hikaru Uesugi has received a second reprint, meaning people are buying it, and I'm imagining people over here are gonna really buy it because it has a manga but also a comic book fan base that might say, I've been disappointed by the social justice warrior stuff and all that crap. This is gonna be a manga adaptation. Let's do it. Okay, people, and lastly, Blue Lock has been the winner of the Best Shonen Award of 2021 by Kodansha Awards Edition. So shout outs to Blue Lock. Yeah, that one's been rising as well. But that's all the stories we have for this one. I'm curious what you guys think. Tokyo Revengers #1 beating out all the competition this week in sales of totality. That's just nuts. One Piece going on break. Your thoughts on that? Author comments from the authors of Fire Force, Eden Zero, Tokyo Revengers, the Knights of the Apocalypse, the Bleach creator recommending Undead Unluck, Sakamoto Days, and High School Family. That's interesting. I really love it when big authors come out and, you know, recommend stuff. The old interview by the creator of Dragon Ball, Toriyama, praising Black Clover. That's hype. I'm sure he must be happy and proud to see Clover popping all these years later. Rengoku hitting Demon Slayer. I'm gonna play the shit out of that game. Demon Slayer kicking ass at the box office, 40 million. Not a shocker, but I love to see it. For the top profited series from TV Tokyo, Fairy Tail still shocked the shit out of me. Shout outs to Black Clover. Again, that list is gonna be even more interesting next year, considering Clover is over for the anime for now. The Deadpool reprints, the Dragon Ball anime's return, which we already covered, but I just wanted to include it for the people that missed it. The Blue Lock manga winning that award, and your thoughts on any of the stories we covered in today's episode. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And you guys just watched another episode of ForneverNews. Have an awesome day.